Hey there, hey there, hey there. I was putting on some earrings. I looked and I went, I don't even have earrings on. I got a big old flannel shirt on and t-shirt and just all, just did the yoch thing today. But I'm going to, let's see, light my fire, my Tarocco blood orange, no, Goji Tarocco orange. I listened to Sour Ops today for a long time. So fun. Love the band. Love the record. And Grace and I we kind of binged Lilyhammer today for a while. So awesome. Such a great show. I love it. I love it. I love it. But, things happen because it's Saturday night. People go, do you have big plans this weekend? I go, big plans this weekend? I baked. We did Corona Roki. I had a gig last night. Today I moved some furniture and worked in my garden and bought didn't buy. I found. No, I did. I found them on the street. Some really cute metal dustpans that I'm going to do a little thing with. A little thing. And made some food tonight, made some cod and some salad and some biscuits for Grace and turkey for Lil. And now it's Saturday and hung out with Jeff Metzger today in Idlewild, California. And now we're going to go all the way to the other side of the country, to Queens, ladies and gentlemen. One more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. Hi there.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Great. We both have on the flannel.
Doing the flannel thing.
Yeah.
I've got my empty banana bowl.
I wanted to know.
Yes, the empty banana bowl.
At least you have a banana bowl that is, 36 bananas possibly. Did they all fit in that bowl?
Yeah. Kind of to overflowing, but yeah.
Did I miss a photo? Did you actually take a photo of the banana bowl?
Um, yeah, I posted when it was full. I posted it on your feed somewhere.
That the full one. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So now I got to go get more bananas because I was.
Because
Yeah.
yes, we have no bananas. Now
Uh,
are you into it now? Are you craving bananas?
yeah, a little sorry that I couldn't have a Ron Carter with me tonight.
I was wondering if you were going to save some and do a little
Yeah.
Ron Carter version.
Yeah, no, it all. I mean, they were getting to that point where got to finish the bananas because they're.
Did you make bread or anything?
I didn't do anything that ambitious. The last two bananas went into a very good smoothie.
Mm, okay.
Uh huh. And however, I did have outside the house. I did have banana pudding the other day. So
You did? You're like, I'm going to have the banana pudding. I
well,
just
that
banana.
that was sort of the crowning moment on my spectacular day out.
Let's
On
hear about it. Let's hear about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a spectacular day out.
Hi, you guys.
Oh,
Carol's here. Julie Luce is here. Tim Spitali's here. Carl Hess is here. There are people here. We want to know. I followed you the whole day, and every time you put, I'm like, oh, Gary's at the moment. Oh, now he's taking. Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I this was something, this my friend Jen and I had been planning this for a while because we'd had this sort of what was beginning to become a recurring thing of getting together for these lunches. We called them meet and greet, MEAT. And so we went for pastrami, which was, for someone who's been pastrami deprived as long as I was, that was, you know, incredibly liberating.
And
Actually,
where did you go? You were on the Upper West Side.
we went to Pastrami Queen on the Upper West Side. Pastrami Queen is a venerable old pastrami place on the Upper East Side. They opened a branch on West 72nd a few months ago.
Oh, what's 72nd?
Yeah, and that the Upper West Side has been tragically pastrami deprived for a while. So
That's just not right.
yeah, it's because it's just the right kind of neighborhood for it. But you know, old businesses go under, and but they chose that spot, and I think it's doing well. So that was fantastic.
Is that
And
how you
then
started? Like you took the subway in.
my first thing was going to MoMA for the first time since February of 20, and that was just that place is just home to me. So that was really great.
Hey, Melanie.
Hey, Melanie.
Hey, Rob. Lisa Radecki. Hey, girl. We went to high school and junior high together.
Oh,
Hi.
incredible.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
everyone.
Kim. Wow. So right now, let's see. We're coast to coast.
Hmm.
Canada, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Jersey.
Tracy.
Got Jersey in the house, Oakland in the house, Kalamazoo in the house, Illinois. Yep. We're all over the place. Michigan.
Hi, Mama Grace.
Hey, Mama Grace. Wow, cool, everybody. Hey, 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 Lisa Radecki, I want you to come on the show. So, okay, so but you jumped on the subway, yes? Did you do
Jumped
something?
on the subway.
Okay,
Timed it. I was in a pretty empty car
easy.
for most of the ride, and it was very quick, very efficient. Got me into town in about half an hour. And yeah, MoMA is doing timed entry. You buy. Well, I don't have to buy because I'm a member, but you reserve a spot within a given half-hour window, and then once you're in, you can stay as long as you want.
Oh, okay, so you can stay. I was wondering if there was a
Yeah.
timed.
No, it's just it never fills up that much because people can only take so much art, so they figure that. So it was as empty as I've ever seen it. I mean, there were people there, but I think they let in just the right number of people for each half-hour slot, and it was glorious because you're not you don't have to like work your way around people to see anything. And so that was incredible. And then I took, that's at 53rd, 54th, and Fifth Avenue. And then I took a nice long walk up to the Upper West Side, through the park mostly, and met Jen. And then we had our spectacular. I mean, Pastrami Queen is, I would put it in certainly in the top five in New York, maybe the top three. So, up there with Katz's and Second Avenue Deli. So yeah, it was glorious. It was really.
And then what did you do?
And then and then I smoked my first legal New York City marijuana.
All right.
And I can't begin to tell you how that felt because
Well, because you had done it before in your lifetime, but not
I've,
legal.
I've, I had smoked marijuana in New York City before, in that very neighborhood, because I went to high school in that very neighborhood, but much more surreptitiously, much more with an eye over your shoulder. Uh, and I'm not even a big
Gary,
pot
I have
user.
never seen you smoke marijuana in my life.
Not even at a dead show or anything.
No, never.
Really? Huh. Well,
No.
um,
And you've never seen me smoke. I mean, no,
yeah,
I don't smoke,
yeah.
but I would do
Ver-
that in New York just because.
very seldom. But the mere act of doing it, walking up 72nd Street towards Central Park, and I'll tell you something about my friend Jen. She is quite the cannabis connoisseur.
Got it.
She's actually a former editor of High Times magazine,
Okay.
so she knows where the good stuff is. So she had a couple of really nice pre rolls in like nice little glass tubes,
Yeah.
and
I
we're
don't know
there in
anything what you're talking about. Okay.
no, I have no idea. It was my first time ever. And then on 72nd Street between Columbus and Central Park West, we just light up and we start puffing. And
Wow.
even though I'm not a big user, this felt like it was like Liberation Day. It was like coming out of the Dark Ages. It was like, enlightenment has come to New York. A decent, humane policy toward this, and actually a very liberal one because you can smoke in public. A lot of the places that have legalized, they say you can only smoke in your home,
Right. So you
or
can actually smoke in public. I mean,
yeah,
I Mendocino and Mendocino County for so many years where it just was. That's the culture.
yeah,
But but to
yeah,
be able to be walking down the street in Berkeley, you couldn't do that.
right, right, yeah. So this
You
was
walk
this,
down the street in New York City,
yeah,
casually smoking a big fatty.
right. And then we sat on these, there are the benches that run on the outside of Central Park, like on Central Park West, and we sat on one of those for a while and smoked. And the irony is you can't smoke in the park because the park is a no smoking area for tobacco, and so the law is you can't. The same laws apply. No smoking areas are no smoking areas, which is fine with me. The irony there is I smoked my first pot ever in Central Park back in 1969. But totally paranoid that there was a cop lurking behind every tree, and here I am sitting on a park bench just outside Central Park,
Crazy.
just puffing away, and it just felt so blissful and so right, and the NYPD issued this incredibly specific set of guidelines to all cops, saying people can do this, don't bother them. People can smoke here, don't bother them, you know. And one thing I really respected about the way New York drafted this law and the way they proposed it was they were very explicit about how part of the reason for legalizing is to eliminate the racial inequities in the way people are harassed and busted and prosecuted and sentenced. So it's aside from whatever people think about legalization or non-legalization, it's a totally righteous thing as far as addressing these horrible inequities. So it just felt so righteous to be doing this.
Yeah. And then did you go have the pastrami after you smoked, I hope?
No, the pastrami was before
Really?
this.
Okay.
Yeah,
But then the banana pudding was after.
that's the thing. See, if you've been deprived of pastrami for the better part of a year, that's as good a high as the pot. So I didn't need any appetite stimulation. I didn't need to get the munchies to eat the pastrami. And I think Jen, she figured that. So she didn't pull out the weed until after. And then we went. She lives up on like 83rd, so we just walked up toward her place. And as we're walking up Columbus, I see, oh my God, I didn't even know there was an Upper West Side branch of Billy's Bakery,
Oh, Billy's Bakery.
who are in Chelsea, and I think they
Yeah,
also
yeah,
have one down in Tribeca.
sure, sure.
And Billy's Bakery happens to make the best banana cream pie I've ever had. So
Great.
after my banana festival, I said they also just have banana pudding without the pie in little containers. So of course, our appetites re-stimulated even after those gargantuan pastrami sandwiches. Jen got a really nice cupcake, and I got the banana pudding, and
I
that
get
was
really good tapioca too.
yeah, yeah. So that was the capper on the banana festival, was having the banana pudding after my first legal New York weed.
And then did you stay in the city for a while longer? Did you?
Oh, we hung out at her place for a while, and then she had shopping to do, and but it was a good long day in the city. It was my
And
longest
what
day
was
in the
it like
city.
to be walking in the city?
Fantastic. Well, it was first of all, it was an utterly gorgeous day. It's like 74 degrees, and the park just started blooming madly this past week or so. So there were tulips all over the place, and so it was absolutely perfect.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful day.
And then on Thursday, I went to the Mets game, but it got rained out. So, but that was kind of fun too, just
Did it
being at the
start?
ballpark. It never even started. No, they were forecasting rain, but it was one of those forecasts that looked like, oh, they could get in, maybe they could get in enough innings for a whole game. It didn't happen that way. It just really started pouring. So, my friend who I met there, and I brought my car, and he had taken the subway up, so we got in my car and drove to Astoria and had pizza. So
Oh, cool.
and so that was that was always the contingency plan. Pizza is always a consolation prize for
They're
anything. So
back on the block. Does it
oh,
inspire you to go? Are you making plans to go in again?
I think Jen and I are going to make the meet and greet like more frequent now that we've been, we were kept away from it for a year. So yeah, I'm already making other plans, or thinking about things. So sure, any chance I get to go safely into the city, I'm going to take it.
Was it Jeff Metzger that asked me? No, oh, Michael Peltz. Michael Peltz is going to be in DC in August. And he
Hmm.
said he asked me offline the other night if there were any plans for Red Farm. And I
Uh
said,
huh.
I haven't discussed it yet, but yeah.
It actually did occur to me while I was on the Upper West Side that I'm also close to Red Farm. I could pick up some takeout and take it home for tonight or tomorrow, but I didn't. I didn't.
Because you can go back anytime.
Now I can go back. So yeah, and we did eat inside, sit down in Pastrami Queen, which was
Really?
nice. Well, yeah, we had the option. We thought of maybe doing takeout and going to the park with the sandwiches, but instead, there was plenty of room. They had it set up for social distancing, and it wasn't particularly crowded that time of the day. So we just sat in the booth, very isolated from everyone else, and it was very clean, and you know, felt utterly confident that everything was going to be fine.
And was the subway full on the way home?
Not terribly full. I mean, there were spaces between me and other people. It wasn't packed by any means, and there weren't people standing and hovering over me. So again, I felt fine.
Masked on the bus on the train?
Everybody masked. Everybody masked. Nobody being an idiot. So that was great.
Okay. I have them strategically placed. Like how some people, my father used to have reading glasses in different places. I have masks at this door and this door, and
Yeah, I have one right by the front door in case a delivery comes, so I can slap it right on, and uh, and I got I don't know how many states are going to wind up doing this, but I'll show a little show and tell moment. Um, New York developed this on your phone vaccination proof passport thing. Get
really,
Yeah, uh, yeah. They can't really make it out on the phone, but it's called the Excelsior Pass, and they have to make sure that all the places are equipped to like scan it and everything. But I'll carry my card with me as well if I'm going to any place that
so you did
requires.
carry your card with you into the city
Yeah,
in
yeah,
case, like at
yeah.
home, did you need to have your card?
At MoMA, they just
Did
since I
they?
have a yeah, they
Scan
take your temperature as you go in. Yeah,
it? I was just reading what mask at the ready. Yeah, always. Same
yeah.
here. Plus masks to every occasion. Oh yeah, I love my masks. I have like fabulous masks actually. I love my masks.
Yeah.
But I was wearing, see, I used to have friends that would come back from Taiwan and
Hmm.
China, and they would bring me, oh, like they were living there during SARS where they didn't go out
Right.
for a year and a half kind of thing, and then they came home with all these masks, and I'm like, I want some, so I was rocking them. But yeah, I love. So anyway, okay, back to, have you heard anything from Sirius as far as anything
As
evolving?
far as going back into work, I haven't heard anything, and I don't know, if they have a plan in place or, again, given the big office building situation there, it could be difficult. Um, and they are going to be at the mercy of the protocols of whatever the building tells them. They are just tenants. So um, we'll see. I'm totally happy to do it from home as long as they let me keep my little box here, So, I mean, not going anywhere on a Sunday is really nice. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's
But hey,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
speaking of going, so you had a week.
Well,
You had an amazing week.
I
You
know.
were you recorded. You had gigs.
I know. We recorded. I figured, so he got there a little early, Carl was there. Carl Hess was seconding with this guy, Jim Cummings, who was a bass player for Edgar Winter
Wow.
and worked with Dickie Betts and Greg
Hmm.
Allman and was on tour at that time. And he has the studio in Climax, Michigan, a little bit
Of
past
all places.
Kalamazoo. And
Yeah.
it bought a building, really cool historic with these great big beams down below. And it's in the basement. And upstairs, he has it all tricked out. It kind of looks like, my kitchen times 50. And it's just cool collections of all kinds of neat stuff and neat guy. And we went in and David got there before I did, and he recorded the five. And then I got there and we did 24 songs, but did, takes, not multiple, but two or three takes to some. So we recorded like 55, 60 songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
In like
so great.
5.5 hours. And
Incredible.
afterwards, I was like, Carl, like, could just so happy that I was afraid to even drive at first.
Hmm.
I was just so, you know, like
Yeah.
fed.
Oh, yeah.
And then Corona Roki happened.
Right.
And then David and I had our last gig in their home because they're moving to Florida.
Oh,
And
man.
I just learned such amazing songs from him. And at the end of our gig last night, he said some beautiful things to me. And he hands me this big manila envelope and goes, "Here are the next songs that we will be learning." And I went,
Wow.
"Yes, sir." And it just was beyond, beyond a gift. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
And now he's moving to Florida. I think they leave tomorrow or the next day. And they saved the piano for the person to pay. There was like three chairs, huge house, you guys, ginormous. Just like, I don't even know what the square footage on the house is, but it's huge. It
Uh-huh.
was full of furniture. There were like three chairs and a piano left and a table. And we did the gig. And today, Gracie and I kind of chilled after doing some stuff during the day. And then, we've been watching Lilyhammer.
Right. Which I
God,
still have to catch up with.
oh, just have you watched? How far into it are you?
I only watched a little bit of the first season, and then I kind of fell away when it was first airing, and then I kind of fell away from it because I was like just oversaturated with stuff. But I'll get back to it.
Music,
Yeah.
the music, just the theme song. Every time it comes on, I'm like, da, da, da. But
Hmm.
then the way he's Steven is the musical director,
Of
but
course.
there's a Warren Zevon tune, and
Yeah.
then he'll integrate in the second season. I'm not saying anything that's going to blow anything, but you've heard the theme song, right?
Yeah.
Dun,
Yeah. Yeah.
dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Yeah. Yeah.
At one point, he walks into his bar, and you see this guitar player playing, and then they start playing the theme song.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been fun.
That's
Sometimes
cool.
we have to rewind it a couple times. What did they just talk? Because that makes sense to you, Mom? No, let's rewind that
Right.
again.
Right. That's always
We ate
and always a good option.
Yeah, just rewind that one again. But my cousin Armando sent me these beautiful chocolates from Los Angeles, artisan, dark chocolate Reese's kind of things. And so
Mm,
I was like, Gracie, I think we should have a little chocolate. So it was a good day. It was a good day.
can't beat that.
No, not really.
Yeah.
It's not a day I normally have where I just go, let's just chill.
Yeah.
Because and then someone asks me, what are your weekend plans? I'm like, I get to have a party every morning and every night, and especially on Saturday. This morning, Jeff Metzger, their family's in Idlewild, California, which is near Palm Springs, and they
Yeah.
rent a house, and it's really cool. We watched Monk Marathon today. Oh, Monk is fun.
Yeah. I love Tony Shalhoub, so
He's really
anything anything with him is great.
he's really great. Yeah, like Miss
Yeah.
Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah.
Have you anything you have been watching this week?
Yeah, I watched, I guess, a little more than half of this Aretha Bio miniseries that's on with Cynthia Erivo playing Aretha.
Really something.
Yeah, she's amazing. It's a little hard to watch because, I mean, it's always a tough thing doing historical drama about people so widely documented because you know them so well.
Right.
You know, it's um, and when it's done well, it's really it's very impressive. I mean, there's no one whose voice is more embedded in me than Aretha's. Cynthia Erivo has incredible vocal chops, but there's that extra thing Aretha had. That was like just
Aretha.
yeah. But I
Wait.
mean, if someone is going to act as Aretha and try to sing as Aretha, I think Cynthia Erivo is doing it as well as you could possibly imagine. Um, there's some of the dramatic devices are a little hokey, a little predictable, but they're pretty scrupulous about, she goes to Fame Studio and their name check every, it's like Spooner Oldham is in it, and the music the same this and Rick Hall and and I think they depict some of the tensions of those first Aretha sessions in Muscle Shoals really accurately, where Aretha's husband at the time, who was a real lowlife, and also her manager, this guy Ted White, like almost got like he and Rick Hall got into like physical you know conflict, and Jerry Wexler is involved in the story and all that. So um, it's worth watching for sure. It's pretty good. And I've watched a few of those. There's been a lot of that stuff lately. The
Yeah.
movie One Night in Miami, where they're depicting Muhammad Ali, Sam Cooke, Jim Brown, and Malcolm X. I thought that was really good,
Really
and
good.
I thought the depictions of all the people were really, really. The casting was fantastic. Um, Leslie Odom as Sam Cooke was just mind blowing. I mean, just so good, so evocative of him. Um, of all those movies of that kind, historical dramas, from fairly recent history, the one I really couldn't stand was the Trial of the Chicago Seven.
That's what you said.
Yeah, because I was there in Chicago when all that was going down, and it so much of it rang false to me. It was like Aaron Sorkin sort of showing off how much he can write without really getting what was at the core of the story. It's really, really strange, and I
I
considered it a
wonder
really.
how I mean, that's just the artist interpretation, or like he didn't really do his history, or oh, he can.
Aaron Sorkin has like, I mean, I've come to see him as like a really arrogant character who thinks he can write better than what the people in real life said. And he really tries to impress you with his grasp of language. But it all sounds like people making speeches at each other rather than interacting as humans and speaking to each other as humans do. I was a big fan of The West Wing when it was on, and that was just like his most famous thing. But a lot of his stuff has really left me cold, and this one especially. Um, and he does have kind of a disregard for he also made he wrote the screenplay for The Social Network, the which was a really good screenplay, and I think it was because he was working within the constraints of some another of the director's vision, and he was working from a book about the birth of Facebook, so he was kind of constrained by that. He couldn't just like go off and be all Aaron Sorkin-y. But in this case, it was his he was writing and directing, and it was like somebody there was no one there to like just say oh man, just shut up. So
Fill it in a little bit.
yeah, like and I also it really
That's what
distorted.
editing is for, also.
It's also and it's also he just distorted the history a lot. Like he kind of made he wanted Jerry Rubin to be like sort of the stoner comic relief, which wasn't what Jerry Rubin was like at all. He made him sound like Tommy Chong. It was
Oh,
really
like he was like the total hippie.
yeah,
Yeah,
just like
not
hey
the
hey
not the
hey
intellectual
man.
that he was.
Yeah, right. Sasha Baron Cohen as Abby Hoffman was tremendous. He evoked Abby really beautifully, and I mean he's just brilliant. So
He's brilliant. I
yeah.
I I I can't really watch the Borat movies.
Oh,
I watch
I,
it,
I, I, yes, I cringe, but I also think they're so amazing. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I I respect his his skills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else on the upcoming? What's happening tomorrow on your show?
Um, Pretty straightforward show. Oh, we're actually gonna have this guy on who I'm really looking forward to. There's a guy who built like this miniature scale model of the Wall of Sound in his basement. So, one of these completely
That's
obsessed.
actually that has sound, or is it just is
No,
it?
I think it's just this incredibly precise miniature work. Like every speaker and every amp is reproduced. So he sounds suitably demented to have on the show.
That
So
sounds
looking,
crazy. How did you stumble upon that one?
there was an article about him somewhere. You know, so
By the way, did you see the article in the Times about this woman who is a jazz vocalist that she just remembered that she had done this record back, like she's 94 years old?
I
I'll,
haven't read. I know about it. I haven't really
I'll
looked into it
post
yet.
it. It's funny. I don't
Cool.
think the director was crazy. I don't think you will ever see that. Oh, yeah. The Wall in Miniature. My friend Kendall Messick, who you have met at a show in
Hmm.
the past,
Right.
um, is a photographer, and he photographs people's lives. And he has a book called Projectionist, The
Hmm.
Projectionist. His neighbor growing up was an elder man. You know how there are some people when you're little that they're just already old, like
Yeah. Sure.
they were
Sure.
just older when you were kids, and
Yeah.
then when they're adults, they're still like the same person.
Yeah.
But he was a projectionist at a movie theater, and he also built a movie theater in his basement.
Oh yeah.
And
I've
it's
heard about this.
photos are really crazy cool, vibrant, in Technicolor and in black and white. And he was
Yeah.
also a veteran, and so um, Kendall shot photos of him in his uniform and then his daily life upstairs. But then when he'd go downstairs to be the projectionist at his own movie theater, like he had mini lights and it's
Oh
the
man.
same type of thing. He had a whole movie theater, and then he had
Right.
teddy bears sitting in the seats. And but it's actually he can set it up. It's been in art installations
Yeah.
across the country and in other parts of the world. So if you guys, Kendall Messick, the projectionist, check
I'll
it
look
out.
that up for
It's
sure.
fabulous. One night we were out having dinner, and John Waters was like two tables down, and Kendall
Oh
had
man.
a copy of the book, and he
Oh
goes,
great.
"Should I?" And I said, "Hell yes."
Oh yes.
Hell yes. And autograph it right now, give it to him. And John was he was giddy about it.
Oh, that's
I
lovely.
know he ended up giving him a great review. But yeah, I know. When are you guys coming back on the show? Fusion. Or Tim and Carl and I, let's do something
Yeah.
quick. Did you cut your hair, Gary Lambert? Or is it
A little gave myself a little cleanup. Not
I
it's not
see
not
that.
yeah.
I do.
Well, thanks.
Well, I know that your life is getting back on and you're going to be, bopping into the city more, but what are you doing next Saturday night?
You know, I have no plans for after 11:10 next Saturday night. I mean, I may be out all day, but I'll make a point of being home by 11:10 and 59 seconds, so that I can appear on 11:11 with Jenna.
Well, and I figure even if your game and I'm continuing this, um, you're out at a show, it's 11:11, you
Hmm.
pop on for 10, what part of my original thinking of 11:11 was 10 years ago was to do the show for 11 minutes and 11 seconds.
Right, right.
Then people were like, but you're going to have to edit and do all this stuff. And I'm like, forget it, not going to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I can do that now. I can,
Hmm.
because I know people are like, oh, I'm going to a party and I'm going here and I'm going here. Then I just, it evolves. But
Yeah.
I will be somewhere on my phone, on my laptop, on my iPad at 11:11.
Well, I'll try to do the same.
if you can, whenever you're available. And Melanie and I are going to be doing some shows together in
Oh, how
Oakland.
wonderful.
5:10, baby. 11:11 with Jenna. It's always 11. It's always 11:11 somewhere.
That's right.
It is, right, Rob?
Hmm.
And Rob and Carol are doing some spectacular work designing stuff, and we have graphics going on.
Yeah,
And
I mean, the show is going to be like so incredibly professional, and but it will never lose its essential charm.
the heart. And I just love. I posted the commercial tonight that features you, and I just love.
Yes.
I love
Yeah,
it.
and I shared it on my page.
Thank you. It's so
Yeah.
fun. So next week, same time, same place,
Well, sure.
same channel.
Yeah,
All
you
is
bet.
right with the world when Gary Lambert and Jenna are on the air on
Oh, Bill.
Thursday nights. Bill, I owe you a phone call, and I will call you. I promise. He called. He actually called last night, right after David Lom and I did our performance, but
Hmm.
I was a little, you know,
I can imagine.
thing. So maybe that's why I'm sitting here today. Like, but anyway, love Rob and Carol Productions. I know they're so talented. Everybody is, and William. The way I mean, our shows. Hey, and next week, Gary. Next week is our anniversary.
That's right.
1 year.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Well, we will celebrate next week.
Maybe we should celebrate with a Ron Carter.
A Ron Carter and a banana cream pie.
I'm game. Send me the send the post the recipe
The
and
oh the banana pudding recipe. I could do that. Yeah.
or the banana pudding or the cocktail
Oh, the Ron Carter recipe. Yeah.
yeah. And if
Okay.
anybody wants to join us in the Ron Carter,
Yeah.
you know, alcohol or no alcohol, but a little banana smoothie action.
Yeah. You could have a virgin Ron Carter, and it would be just fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a one way of celebrating.
Hmm.
And I have a feeling we're going to be in New Orleans together in October.
I have a feeling. Let's hold to that feeling. Oh
But
man.
I have a feeling I will see you before that
Oh yes. Oh yes.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right,
I mean,
man. Well,
yeah.
I'm
I mean, before October comes Red Farm. I think.
yeah. Phil Winokur banana cream pie is his favorite,
Yeah.
and Gary Bananas Lambert.
I'll take it.
Cool, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. As always, thank you, everyone.
This is just it's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you being a part of this story so much.
Oh, me too. And you know,
What are you gonna watch now? What's on? What's next?
maybe I'll watch another episode of the Aretha thing. I think I've got three left, or maybe four. I can't remember. But yeah.
I'm gonna go take Lillian for a walk, and then it's Lilyhammer time.
All right. Oh, Julie Luce
What's she saying?
can sure use some positive thoughts. Her landlord just gave her a 60-day
Oh,
notice.
Julie, he did not.
Oh, sending good thoughts to Julie.
That creep.
I
Sorry,
guess if you I guess if you want to sell a place, you got to sell a place.
sorry. That's just me being mad.
Yeah, I understand. All right. Send good thoughts to Julie, everyone.
Good thoughts to Julie.
You'll find a better place.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it, Julie. A new story, a new place for your granddaughters to come and hang out and have more fun. Make
Right.
more funfetti pancakes. Ooh, that sounds good right now. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks, Gary.
Love you.
I love you too. One more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. See you later. Oh, Julie, I'm so sorry. Damn. Yeah. Well, doors open in Canada. And Tim has some really nice places for rent, I know. A good Sunday for all. Is it? Oh, it's not even yet. Well, you guys, I am going to say goodnight early. And Julie, I'll give you a call in a little while. And thank you, William D. Lindemann, for, I was going to say, but I think I got caught up in something else. William posts all the shows on YouTube, so they are here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be mean right away. This is all for Julie now. Sending good vibes out to Julie, everybody. Julie. See if we were all, we are collectively sending you lots of love and 60 days, huh? Hmm. All right. Who knows someone in Fresno that has places? You never know who's here. Because I know it says there are 12 of you, but there always could be somebody. Yeah. Okay. Clear thoughts for Julie. Powerful words for Julie and my heart. You got it, girl. Oh, wow. School, right. Harumph. All right, you guys have a great night. Mama Grace, I'll see you in a couple minutes. Take good care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Be nice. Love hard. Thank you, Gary.